Oh. Woohoo. Hi. Hello. Wookie says hi too. Where'd she go? She just meowed. Where'd she go? Meow. I don't know where she went. It was a run by mowing. She was here, she meowed, and she left. Hi. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Mom. Okay, so the plan for today, I'm gonna play some more Urban Jungle, which I feel like is probably almost done. I think it's a short, cozy game. And then I think we're trying to put together a repo lobby for later. By later, I mean like in an hour or so. But I don't know if we have enough people yet. The problem with repo is that I'm a very scared little bean. So we have to have enough people to make up for me not doing anything except hide. Because I'm a chicken and I will hide. Because I'm scared like that. Yeah. Bunny ears, more like chicken face. Alright. So I guess probably just jump right into Urban Jungle. I already got it queued up. Let's go over here. Meow! And I'm actually gonna turn off my music here. We'll listen to sounds in the game. Alright, so we left off here. Look, there's Rufus. Meow. 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 We love Rufus. Rufus is a good boy. Oh, it hides that. Oh, okay, nice. What a cute little apartment. We should build this in The Sims. Man, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. How do I screenshot? Oh, just like that. Build this in The Sims. That'd be so cute. Wouldn't this be a cute apartment in The Sims? Except where do you leave? Where's the exit? Maybe over here? Over here? Doesn't really show. Alright. Unpack the box on the first floor. Let's go to floor 1. Robot. We still have our robots. Maybe we should put them up here on this tall shelf. Look, this is that thing that was in Grandma's house at the beginning. We have it here now. There's another one. Can you go up here? What is this? I don't know what this is. Just gonna set it there for now. It's another figurine. Cookie jar. Another jar of something. Bowls. Let's put them in the sink. Should probably wash them before we try to eat out of them. Alright, I'm not sure what this is. I'm just gonna put it here. That looks like a good spot. Unpack the box on the second floor. Okay, I'm gonna go up. Maybe we should move Rufus's bed. We should be like over here. Books. Oh, it's a binder. Another. Ow! That wasn't very nice. That wasn't very nice, Stitch. Why you bonk me? You bully? Oh, thank you for blankies. Scarlet! Scarlet, why you bonk me? Cold and rainy. Here's a blankie. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hi, Perky. Hi, Arctic. Hi, Stitch. Hi, Scarlet. Hello, hello. Now I'm cozy. Look at me. Him and his car having a bit of a moment. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, he's supposed to play Repo later, so I hope he makes it home safe. I hope he makes it home safe. It's a romantic situation between him and his car. Red's getting picked by his car. What? Wait, how does that even work? Wait, don't answer that question. I don't want to know. I changed my mind. Don't tell me. Ew. He's using that, Joey. It's okay. Well, Arctic. No. I don't need to know. It's fine. I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna put this one on top. More than one mean on the word tailpipe. Oh. That's true. Okay, I'll put this here. Another one? Look, we have even more adult things now. Alright. Look, a donut. Can't put it on the bed? Oh. A donut. I don't know what that is. Let's just say Red entered the Discord call and it sounded like he was getting crankshafted. Jesus Christ. Well, that, you know what? That's a sex act that I don't actually know what that is. You did Red's makeup? He looked so bonita. Wait, did you guys hang out today, Scarlet? Pounded, but by the car's oh, literally. Oh, okay. I thought it was a word for something else. With no other noises when he entered the call. Oh, well, fuck. Oh my gosh. We got food, and he does makeup and skincare, and he helped me get some achievements on my... Oh, that's so fun! Cute! Rufus! He's up! Look at him go! Hi, Rufus! Oh, he's laying back down. Okay. Alright, find file folders from work and put them on the desk. Find file folders from work. Wait, is that these? No, it's not those. Oh wait, I think they're under this pizza box. Wait, I can't click. Oh, I gotta go down the floor, that's why. Oh wait, that's all part of the pizza box. File folders from work. Put them on the desk. Is that these? I can't put them on the desk. Oh, maybe it's these? Wait. Is it these? No, they stand up weird. No. I don't like that. I'm so confused. File folders. Two of 5. Oh, it is these. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay. Wait, but there's no way to like lay them down. I wish they would lay down instead of stand up weird. Find the work badge. Donut. I'm just kidding. There's like a pizza and a sushi on this plate. Cup. There goes Rufus again. Work badge. I don't see it up here. What do you suppose it looks like? Pizza boxes. Throw away trash on the first floor. Yeah, let's do that. Where's the garbage? KFC bucket. That must be the work badge. Move bottles of water to the kitchen. That must be these. Throw away trash on the first floor. Oh, I still have trash. Oh, okay. Is it this? Oh, it is. That's trash. What else is trash? 2 more things are trash on the first floor. Scarlett is too shy to ask to join for remote. Of course you can. Are you in my Discord? There you go. Oh, this bottle must be trash. It didn't go in the trash. No. Did it go in there? Okay, it went in this time. Yippee! Wait, I have a button for that. Wait. Yippee! Okay. There's one more piece of trash somewhere. Where the heck is it? Let's rotate around this way. Anyone find it? No? I'm not seeing it. Is it this? Oh, it is. It's a piece of styrofoam. I thought it was like a bento. But it's not a bento. It's styrofoam. Pet Rufus! We already did that, you silly game, but I'll do it again. Pet Rufus 20 times. Who's a good boy? That's the achievement I got. Who's a good boy? Oh, Rufus. Arrange plants and fulfill all their needs. Oh, at least 2? Alright. Desert rose. Loves cactus and succulent. Doesn't need water. Alright, let's do these two because we don't have them yet. Needs light. Oh my god, they love me? Huh? Oh, cactus. Got it. Everyone does. It's true. Everyone does love you. Okay, needs humidity. It's saying I can't put it anywhere though. Uh-oh. Game lagging. It's kind of lagging really bad. That's weird. Also, why can't I put it anywhere? Oh, because I'm on the second floor. No, I didn't want to put that there. I want to go down a floor. There we go. I forget I gotta move floors. Okay, so that's a humidifier. So we need light, but we don't need water. I might move the humidifier and put the plant there instead. Let's move this over here for now. So we're gonna put this here, and then we're gonna put... Oh, I can't. This is probably too far away. It's not too far away? It's right in front of the television, though. That's kind of annoying. Oh, wait. Can I put it on the windowsill? Wait, I can put him on the staircase? Wait, that's cute. Is this close enough? It says it's close enough, so I'm gonna count it. Let's go! Wait, that's adorable? What? Me when the... the stair plant, right? Isn't that cute? I like that. I like that I can do that. Alright, now we just gotta fill up the little circle. There's a new succulent that we don't have, so we'll buy it. Oh no, it's free. I have 19 coins. Chinese evergreen. Uncommon. Succulent. Ow! We'll put this one over here. Loves cactus, desert rose, and snake plant. Well, I guess it doesn't have to. Put it there anyway. I just think you get more points if you fulfill their special needs too. Drink something. Okay, no bonk. That's mean. Don't bonk me. What's up, Wook? Meh. Meow. What's up, kitty? What you want? You want treats? Should we give Wookie treats? I think she wants some treats. There you go. You little treat monster. She's a treat monster, you guys. Okay. Ooh, a ficus. Well, it hates a lot of stuff. Needs sunshine and water. Let's do this one. And what other one should I pick? A Zzzz plant. Sunshine but no water. Let's get this one. Put it down here, and then this one we can put plants on this thing. No. Maybe, is there any water sources upstairs? What's up here? I don't think there is. What is this? Garbage can? So you have light, no water. There's not really any room up here for anything anyway, actually. Why don't we move the humidifier I just think it's weird to have it out in the open like this. The humidifier. It looks silly. I'm surprised this doesn't count as a water source. A drinking fountain. A cat fountain. We won't be able to pick anything that takes both light and water because there's not really a good spot for it. So I guess for now I'm gonna put this here and put this plant here. Okay. Ooh, three new. A lily. Oh, lilies are so pretty. And it's free. Let's get that one. There's 3. I don't know which one to pick. This is a rare one, so we should probably pick that one. Alright. This lily needs light and needs humidity. Oh no. See, I already boned myself. What if we put it here? What if we move the humidifier? Can I put it under the lamp? I wish I could. What if I move these here and put this over here? Can I put it on this table? I can. Can I adjust this just right that it gets both? Yeah, right there. And then what do we have here? Doesn't need humidity but needs light. We can put this here. Oh. This is huge! What the heck? Maybe we should put this one upstairs. Let's go upstairs. Do you have room for a giant plant somewhere? Not particularly. It fits right there in the corner. It doesn't look great, but it fits. Oh, another new cactus. Okay. Let's put a succulent on the desk. Rent for that apartment, $8,900 a month. Straight up, no cap. For real though. There's all this garbage up here too. Let's clean up. Clean up, clean up. Everybody, everywhere. I'm gonna put this stuff back on the bookshelf. Because it looks goofy standing up like that on the desk, unrealistically. There we go. Now we have more room for plants. Alright. This one is also light and no humidity. Can I stick it over here? Yeah. There we go. We're almost there. We gotta fill this circle up, make it all orange, so we can move on to the next level. A new ficus. Another one that needs water and humidity. Let's do this Chinese evergreen. Alright, so this hates everything. It doesn't say it hates lilies though, so can I sneak it in here next to it and have it count for both? It doesn't seem that I can. If I put it right in front of the TV, I can. It does see needs humidity, but doesn't need. Can I put it up here? Perfect. Perfect. I might inch this a little closer. If I can. It just looks really stupid. What if I put these two here? Move this over here. And then move this lamp a little closer. A little closer. A little closer. No, that's not gonna work. Well, it was a thought anyway. I wish I could move the TV. Moving the TV over a little bit would solve all of my problems. Or I could just, because I need light too. I don't know. I don't know. Succulent. Doesn't need anything. Love it. This is a plant. Sunlight and no water. Okay. Oh, I forgot about this one. Alright, you can go over here, because you don't need shit. This one needs humidity. Can you go back here? Can you put the humidifier back there, actually? Can you go back here? No, you can't. You could go down here on the floor. That actually would work out so much better, and then I can move this over here. So we ain't blocking up the television. That works for me. Alright, and then you needs light, but no humidity. We're just gonna keep piling stuff around the lamp. Alright, we're almost there! Succulent. Worth 10. Take him. Let's do... Do we want a snake plant or another cactus? Snake plant or cactus? Snake plant or cactus? Snake plant or cactus? Snake plant or cactus? Which one should we pick? Maybe the cactus. Pick the cactus. Oh no, you guys don't reach the sunlight anymore. Can you go under? If I move this over, can I move you over here? Yes. I'm gonna put you over here. Look at that. So cute. And we can move on to the next stage. Let's go. Hey. Hi. Oh no. That's our brother and he's a jerk. Also, I got your drink redeem back. I think I did it earlier and forgot to say anything, but I'll do it again. Hey, hi. It's Nergan. Mama's in the hospital. The neighbor, Mrs. Flores, called me. What happened to her? I don't know. They won't let Mom have her phone, and the doctors are busy right now. Can you go visit her? I can't. Lots of work, important negotiations. What do you mean, work? I'll come. Yeah. Later. I don't know when exactly. But I'll come. Probably. What a jerk! So this whole time, our mom was yelling at us that we don't get along with our brother because he's an asshole. And now he's proving that he's an asshole. 2016, Home Sweet Home. High-Rise Garden, finished, Chapter 5. I'm already better, sweetheart. You can go back to work. So what? I fell. I'll be more careful now. You didn't just fall. Mrs. Flores is keeping an eye on me. I want to be here with you. Will you quit your job to come here? Will your flowers be able to feed you? I'm working on that. And where did you get this stubbornness from? From you. Alright, this online store of yours. Is anyone buying anything? Yes, they are. Okay, who knows? Maybe you'll open a real store later. I just wish you were working in the field you got your degree in. And... actually, I'm glad you're here. I love you too, Mom. Yeah, get wrecked, biatch. Who appreciates who now? Oh, we're back in our old room. Find Nergan's awards and diplomas and put them in the box. Gladly. That jerk. Wait, how do we know what's what? Are they all his? I'll get rid of all of them. Screw that guy. He was never nice to us. Yeah. Unpack the boxes on the second floor. Pet Rufus the Handsome. Oh, where is Rufus? Is he down here? Darian, look at him on the kitchen floor! Look at him! Oh, he fell over. Where are you going, Rufus? Oh, we needed to be a rug boy. He's so cute. Meow. 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 Oh, alright, second floor. Boxes. What's up in here? So it must be we're selling plants in an online shop now? That's pretty cool. It's what she always wanted to do anyway. Over here, it looks like a good spot. Oh, the PlayStation! Put it over here. Pots. Look, guys, I got some pots. Some pot. I got some pot. Oh, pot. I think he already got deleted. Siri bot took care of it. Let's put these up here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, most of the time, bot banner bot. It still shows up on your on-screen chat widget, unfortunately. Yeah. I know. Wonder if there's a way I can... I don't know if there's a way I can disable it in the settings for the chat widget. Wing, 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 wing. Put a plant on a photo backdrop. Oh, is that this thing? Oh, maybe I should reorganize this then. What a mess. That's too big to go up there. And I can put these down here. Put these here. A philodendron? Whoa. I'm gonna get this monster too. Needs light and... Where's the light coming from? The window? Needs light and humidity. Put a plant in the living room. Find mom's pills and put them into the medication box. Find mom's hat. Okay. Well, what does this monster need? It needs light and humidity. Whoops. Just moving you over a little. Make room. For a big boy. Alright. Go down here. Here's mom's hat. Here's mom's pills. Put them in a box. And mom has more pills. There's some more pills. There's 2 more things of pills somewhere. Where are these? Oh, these are pills too? Okay. Didn't know that. It says there's one more. I don't know where though. Hiding behind here maybe? No. Oh my god, it's Coffee. Hi Coffee. How are you? Trying to find mom's pills. Seriously, where are... Oh, is it these? Oh. Okay. Put a plant in the living room. We'll get the basil. And let's get the lily, maybe. Alright, this doesn't need light, but it needs humidity. So the humidifier is our only source of humidity. So let's put this here, and let's put the humidifier up here. This needs both. Outside doesn't count as light? That's crazy. So only this window counts as light. Why is it being so weird? I'm gonna put it here. Maybe there's a better place up here for it. Yes, there is, right here. Aha! There we go. Find a box of seedlings and plant them in the garden bed. Is that these? Can I like... I can't move stuff between floors. Wait, how do I do that? Find a box of seedlings and plant them in the garden bed? Is that this box? Oh! Oh. Why is it way back there? There we go. I put him in there. Drink something. Okay. Rufus is on the bed now? Look at him. Oh, he's moving around again. Look at Rufus go. He's going. He's schmoving. We knew you were coming, so we gathered. Because we love you. Aww. Everyone loves coffee. Alright, find Korons and put them on the fireplace. Korons? Oh, is that these? Oh. Or is that these? Oh, it's these. There's one more. Somewhere. Is it this one? Does this one count? It does. But it's crowded up here. I'm gonna put this one over here. Put kitchenware from the table on the top of the kitchen cabinet. Up here. I'll have to stack this one. Still not quite enough room. Oh. Oh. Lagged out on me. This game's really laggy today. It's really weird. I don't usually have lag issues with this game. Alright, all the tasks are done. Now we just gotta fill up our button. We'll get this one. Ooh, bamboo. Let's get this one. This one, let's put it in here in Mom's room. Can we? If I put it here and I turn this light on. The light over here. I guess that won't really work. It's a pretty big plant. We could put it on the floor. Yeah. This bamboo needs light and needs humidity. There's a good spot. Let's see. 2 new plants? Oh my gosh. These ones were 25. It's rare. Okay. This is a big plant. Alright, I think I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna move the humidifier up here. This one is sunlight, but no humidity. I'm gonna just set you over here on the sewing table. Then we can put on the fireplace stuff that doesn't need either thing. If we can find something like that. Seems like it. All the things need all the things. Ow! That was nice. Deep pocket, spend 100 coins. Let's go. There we go. Get the succulent for the top of the fireplace. And then... guess this one. Oops. Needs light, doesn't need humidity. Okay, there's two sources of humidity over here. Oh, the watering can. Oh. Interesting. There we go. I think I'm gonna move this DS over here. It's out of the way. Then I want to put this down in the fireplace. Alright, we're halfway there. Huh. Hi, Red. A ficus. Uh-oh. I might have to shut stream down. National Weather Service, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for this area until 7:45. 80-mile-per-hour winds. Take shelter in a sturdy building away from windows. I'm not sure what I should do. I feel like I should probably shut my computer down. I don't know how bad it's gonna get. It says there may be flying debris. 80-mile-per-hour winds, that's crazy. Yeah, like it was like literally a legit like emergency alert on my phone, on my watch just now. Not like a regular weather like, hey, thunderstorm warning. It seems like it's maybe a little more serious. So I wonder if I should maybe shut stream down. I don't want to. Yeah, big storm, it says. From now until 7:45. Which is in basically 45 minutes from now. Really be safe and keep streaming. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna stop stream We're gonna postpone repo until after the storm passes. It should only be about another hour if you guys are still down for repo in an hour. Time to do homework. Yeah. I guess I want to shut my computer and stuff down too. Oh, boyfriend's calling me. Alright, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna raid. I love you guys.